I was never. When you think of like an actor, you think of like drama in high school. Classic drama kids or like classic kids who are playing sports all the time, right? Like that's like the big disconnect, and they're two very, very different ways that they carry themselves, and like we just don't. There's not where we're from, especially. There's not enough nobody acts like nobody.
We had one guy. He was in that one show, but that was it. But no one who's like had to been separate from their life. By the way, hearing your story, it sounds a lot like a very strong version of high school, but to an extreme. It's not that different.
Thing. Like that's what I always correlate it to. I lived high school at 14, but not at the right time. Like there's things that you're supposed to go through in high school.
Yeah.
Like there's trials that you're supposed to go through, the fucking times of just looking at the seniors as a freshman, dreaming to be that kid that's at the cool table. Yeah. I didn't have to go through any of that. I at 14 was the freshman, and I didn't deserve to be there, and I was put at the cool table for nothing except what I was doing at that point in my life, And I guess it fucks with you. But
what's the complex you would how'd you describe it?
I would say it's kind of like you feel like, why am I here? Who are these people around me? You see, and I won't even lie to you, actors. We're an interesting bunch, the theater kids that you grow up with.
Well, obviously there's a difference between. Yeah. I mean, like I'm not trying to put all actors into the same thing. I'm just saying in general, the people that I've met.
I didn't, and that was my issue. I didn't like being around other actor kids as a kid because I didn't want to be. Everyone would always make fun of us and be like, "Oh, you guys are weirdos." So I didn't want to be like that, and I also didn't come from most actors grow up in that setting. They're only that setting. You have the few athletic kids, but I grew up an athletic kid. I grew up being around sports. My dad is a man's man. Like, my dad's raised, my dad was a ladies' man. He's been single his whole life. He's always lived the bachelor lifestyle. Yeah. He's toured the world. He's been with supermodels. And, so growing up with that, I'm like, oh, that's what I got to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to achieve that by hanging out with a bunch of, young kids. So, and then, I would go back to Orange County on the weekends, and then I'd have these friends that they were like that, but they were older, So for them, it was different. And for them, maybe they were, they grew up wealthy, so they didn't have to ever worry about anything in life. Or they're just kids, Most normal 15-year-old kids can go fuck up, and they don't got to worry about, a whole media rise,
No.
Look at most of the shit that happens in social media for the most part. It's very basic high school shit.
Very basic. It's all high school.
But the issue is it's basic high school shit ridiculous. That's put on the fucking internet for millions of people to look at.
For millions of other high schoolers to look at. And then so it literally just fucks the problem like it's just like one problem.
And then it replicates on high school too. Because like shit goes down with cheating and then the same thing happens in high school.
Right.
Oh my God, this happened. It's literally just.
And the thing is that everyone talks about everything in high school. You know who's dating who and who's doing it. It's literally high school.
TikTok tea rooms are like the newspaper for high school.
TikTok room is the newsletter that you have in high school.
And even in college too, bro.
And it's like you kind of like now you're like we're dealing with high school shit. Yeah. And what's fucked about it is, you got 13, 14-year-old kids, some of them that, are judging so hard when it's like, listen, in 3 years, you might be in the same exact
same thing.
You're going to be doing the same shit. You're going to be going through the same shit. And you're going to be sitting there going, why is everyone making fun of me? Why is everyone judging me? And it's going to suck.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck. And it's even worse when you're being blasted for mistakes. I don't think... Don't get me wrong. There's influencers out there that are pieces of shit that they fuck up and they don't give a shit.
You know exactly who you are.
You know who you are. But there's also the kids that we fuck up.
Yeah.
We make a mistake. And then, we're put on this pedestal of criticism. And yes, the thing is that for someone like me, I knew what I was signing up for because I had a lot of years to know that. Mm-hmm. But there's people, especially the TikTok age, which is we see such rapid growth. We see kids that
8 months
3
ago,
or 4 videos.
I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Sorry, keep on going.
Massive. You know what I mean? We're dealing with kids now that are fucking huge. And they didn't know that.
No, yeah.
They didn't ask for that.
Like Noah Beck, like he was literally like there for
2 months.
Soccer player.
2 months.
2 months. He was playing soccer, and all of a sudden was the biggest fucking thing in the world.
And now he has to like take on the hate.
And he has to figure out everything. You know.
And like the thing that I realized too, just being out here and even just being like in this, in this world, you can't fuck up anymore. and have it be like a learning experience, because like that's ultimately at the end of the day what it should be. If you fuck up super bad,
you're gonna get fucking,
you should you should be maybe like this kid don't hang out with whatever, but like everything kind of like works its way out. If you get fucking canceled, like there's only a
the idea,
especially with cancel culture right now.
Listen,
like,
if you do something
hard.
that's actually fucked up, like you're fucking, you get exposed for something happening with a girl that's fucked up. That happens. Listen, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
This happened to you. You're not gonna turn back like, hey, 5 years later, I learned my lesson. Like that's not gonna change anything.
Yeah, people don't change in that.
But
sense.
a kid saying some stupid shit. Is that kid in 5? I know for a fact the kid that I was at 14 doing shit is far from the kid that I am now, and I would probably smack the fuck out of 14-year-old me for being the way that I was, but we learn and we grow. And I think that that's something that social media, they won't let anyone forget, it's like, you fucked up, don't forget it.
Like Tony Lopez, for example, like his full comment section is just straight.
Oh yeah,
it's just
and
fucked.
I mean, when we deal with someone like Tony, is that someone that we're gonna sit back and go, yeah, that's someone?
No.
That's
he's been catching the gas from us recently, bro.
That's someone that I don't know how much forgiveness I have for something like that.
He'll
what I mean?
He'll get it.
But
he's chilling. He'll get it.
But I think that's but also, I guess what it does, it's a double-edged sword. It's like it really teaches people a fucking lesson.
Yeah.
But it also, like, for the kids that do deserve the forgiveness, some don't, you know who you are, it fucks them over. And they will never be able to get past that, ever.
And they will in a real world situation.
In a real world.
Not here.
But not in this world.
And
because
not in this world.
it's like Tony Lopez, or I guess we want. But anyway, anybody like that could go get a job, well, depending on how the fucking case is. Maybe not the greatest example, but someone who fucks up bad. Someone who maybe says the N-word or something.
I think a Logan Paul is a great example.
Logan Paul is a great one.
Logan Paul made some fucked up choices.
Yeah.
He did some stupid ass shit that, yes, he deserved to be ridiculed for. They were immature. He has a very big audience that he should be a better example for. But I think we see someone like Logan, and we can see that guy as being a great starlet to learn from what you've done, grow, mature, and stick to that.
Yeah.
And then you have like Jake, who's younger, and I love Jake. Yeah. But you don't see as much growth in Jake as you see from someone like Logan.
Yeah.
Jake is still learning. Yeah. And
Logan,
he will continue.
And Logan Paul needed that to happen, because right when he came back, his entire career completely changed. It went from being like, oh, this is Viner reckless Logan Paul, dude. Viner reckless Logan Paul. It's like, oh, this is funny Logan Paul, because I used to not fuck with Logan Paul whatsoever. Whatsoever. Yeah. But like now, I mean, I watch I watch all of his podcasts, I watch all of his vlogs, I watch all his shit, and he's just, because it's entertaining. Yeah. So it's like, why would I not?
And I think, but even for someone like that, he's been given more time. With a kid like Noah, some of these other kids, to me, I can't even fathom it. Like the idea that in 1 month you're up here and you're loved and you're hyped, Vinny's, people like that we see are on the top pedestal of being adored, and in one day
they're done.
Will be down here at the bottom of the fucking shit barrel, and everyone turning their backs on them, everyone shitting on them, and
So you're talking about Vinny Hacker,
like Vinny, with Vinny's situation that he's going on.
What's the situation? I've seen shit like that, but what's the backstory?
He posted a TikTok about.
He made an insensitive political joke. It was something along the lines of, what did he say? He said, Biden was elected, yes, but let's not forget that I'm still lonely as fuck. And, for some people, it's a funny, and we laughed, and that was his intention. We know that. But also, for other people that are more sensitive, we live in a very...
You have to cater to that sensitive
You
group,
have to cater to
that. But he's new, though, too. That's
what's even
hard.
The fucking issue with that?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. It's... The thing is the jokes that we tell... A joke that we'll tell in this room, we know the safety. We know that person. Yeah. We know that that's a good-natured, good-hearted... that person doesn't mean anything bad by it. But to the internet, it's that's what you have to learn. Like, it really sucks because you so badly want to just be out there and, like, be you. And then the internet says that they want that. But then if you just, you know, be that maybe stupid fucker that just makes stupid jokes. You know, we all know those kids. Those kids that just make really out-of-pocket dumb jokes that are just so unnecessary.
Like this whole fucking team.
I've been that kid, you know.
Welcome to the sync.
But we all know in our safety that, you know, what type of guys you guys are. We know what type of people we're around. And being in this business on the inside that we all are, being around all these kids, whether it's at parties, dinners, or, you know, events or whatever, we know that,